Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It's me, Tech Teen Ruben, and in today's video we're going to be having a look at the top 5 Payware aircraft mods in my opinion. So this video is actually sponsored by a few of my subscribers. So we've got the first 4 aircrafts on the list is by an Ethan Bubeck. He decided to donate these and I can't thank him enough. He's a very nice person and these planes are very, very good as well. And the next one is Cody Islet, who has very kindly donated this CRJ. I can't thank them both enough for very kind in donating these aircrafts for today's video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first aircraft we have is this here. And may I say, this is a very unusual aircraft. You can probably tell by the weird noises, but let's have a look how this operates. I'm going to turn the engines on. And let's get off the ground, boys and girls. This is inspired by the BLÉRIOT, and this is very interesting indeed. So it got a max speed of 32 knots, and it has a max height, so you can only go about 2,000 feet on it. And oh, we're going all over the place here. And a max endurance of 55 nautical meters. And Christ, this has a mind of its own. This brings you back a time in history. It's very different from flying the A320neo, I must say. But it's very detailed indeed. I'm not too sure about the sounds. They're a little bit off there. But I do like the interior. It's very nice and very high detail with all the wood as well. And the rudder, there. The rudder's there. Oh, just there. So yeah, that's very interesting indeed. And the throttle is there. Let's go. Let's go ahead and maybe get back into view and get this down on the ground. It's a good glider, I must say. Yeah, the engine's very odd. To keep starting and going again. And there we go, ladies, boys and girls. That's it. And as you can see, this is very well made, I must say. You can see the wheels are they're sort of like, oh, Christ, we're nearly tipping over. The bike wheels are like, literally, yeah, the wheels are just like bike wheels. So that's very interesting indeed. But if you want to go back in history, this mod is for you. It's a very well made mod, and it flies very well as well. So yeah, that was the first mod, and let's go ahead and move on to the second mod. Okay, so the second one on the list is this V.G.P POWERSOLO aircraft, sort of like a ultralight. It goes at a top speed of 70 knots, has a max height of 15,000 feet, which is pretty high actually for sort of this type, and a max range of 130 nautical meters, so a lot better than the other one. So I'm going to have a little look in the inspection of the aircraft. The wheels are very fat indeed. You can see they're very fat wheels there, which is good for this type of aircraft. And let's see, we've got a light here, so we can see if that works actually. So we can have a look at our panels here, and we've got these buttons here don't seem to be operative. Which we've got mixture control. Oh, landing lights. Oh, there we go. So it does work. You can see there's a little bit of... If we turn it to night, we might be able to see then. But it does work. So brilliant. That's pretty awesome. Then we've got our engine here. Very well designed as well. I really like the detail. We've actually got our own person here. Which is pretty awesome, I must say, to add that extra point of detail. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this aircraft in the air, my friends. Full speed. We can take off in a matter of seconds with this. As you can see, took off because it's just so light. You got full working flaps on here, just one setting for takeoff and landing. But this is a very awesome aircraft to fly. It's one of those fun. I look forward to doing this in some of my bush trips. Anyone new to the channel will probably be doing a group flight as well. Anyone soon. So I might use this there, and I've got a few other planes on the list which I may be using, but it's a very interesting plane. But yeah, let's bring it down, let's put our flaps in, let's land. So the flaps are quite forced actually, they do slow down the aircraft by a lot. Now keep that throttle in a little bit, and we're going to ease the nose down here. And a little bit of a bounce there, but not too bad in these types of aircraft. But yeah, that was a very interesting aircraft, I must say. I wish these buttons here would work, but well, I don't even know if they are buttons. But but yeah, it's a we couldn't set our parking brake there. Very nice airplane indeed, all working. and I quite like it. I do like this one. It's a nice sort of. I could see myself doing bush trips in this. Okay, so this is our third one, and as you can see, we're inside of it. It is the BEECHCRAFT 99A, and this is pretty interesting. As you can see, we're in the Air Vegas livery. Obviously not very relative for para, but it looks amazing. It's a very high detailed aircraft indeed. I'm going to do a little walk around now. This plane's got a 200 knots cruise speed, which is pretty fast. 20,000 is the cruising altitude. Well, it's a max altitude, and it can go 1,200 miles. As you can see, very, very detailed indeed. You can, a little bug there. You can see the landing gear is very nice, but I think they've done a very good job on this indeed. But without further ado, let's jump inside. So we've got our cockpit. This is a little bit different. All the switches, I believe, most of them work. We've got our light switches there. We've got our wipers. They don't work, unfortunately. That's a bit of a shame. Seat belts, cabin lights. We've got panel lights there. We've got anti-ice. Perfect. Get some of that on. And exit door as well. That is another thing. No animation, unfortunately, but we do have our own exit door. And as you can see, we can jump aboard the lovely plane that we are in today. A very nice interior indeed. We've got a map here, and we've got our comms there and all that. So let's, without further ado, let's take this beast off. I can break off. And I've set up some nice wing views for this, which I literally just did by going around the cabin. And let's take this beast off. A very nice aircraft indeed. I really like this one. Okay, and pull up. We've just hit something there. Beautiful. Oh, ha. Probably best not to take off with the exit door open, I must say. Let's get that closed. But beautiful barra scenery, I must say. But yeah, let's have a look at our landing gear come up. Full, very nice transmit animations for that. And let's come back to barra and land. Landing gear can come back out. We can have a look if we can go ahead and clear these cliffs here. Okay, that's going to come back in for a landing. We put our flaps down. But I really like this one here. Animations on the flaps are great as well. So let's go ahead and land this. Keep that nose coming down. A little bit heavy there. But I was watching our screen there. Very nice, and we probably should start braking about now. But I do think this aircraft is very, very nice indeed. I definitely recommend it. The full interior as well. And I don't think it's too expensive. I'll leave all the links below. But without further ado, let's get on to our fourth one. Okay, so for the fourth plane, we've got the Embraer 110. And this is a very noisy plane indeed. But I absolutely love this plane. These textures are just brilliant. You can see how sort of fine they are and amazing. The gear, amazing as well. And you can see these textures are really high detailed. I'm actually quite surprised with it. But without further ado, let's jump into the interior. As you can see, it is a noisy aircraft overall, but it's nevertheless it's very good. Now there is a bit of a bug with this plane. I'm sure the developers do know, but there seems to be that there's a significant frame drop when in the cockpit. My settings are fine. I'm getting great frames per second outside, but when I go inside, it's getting 8 frames per second drop. So I'm sure that'll be something they'll be able to fix later on. But with this aircraft, we get a very awesome thing. Click of a button, we get our own sort of EFB tablet. This only sort of opens the door, so you can see the door coming down, and that has an animation with this one. And look at that, that looks absolutely amazing. So the door's brilliant, and you get our pilot covers, engine covers, so you can put the chucks on there. which I think is great. And we're seeing more of these tablets being in place in the game with the CRJ and the fly-by-wire A320 NX, which is pretty awesome. I do like to have a tablet there. It's a very nice feature. Let's get rid of that tablet. All these buttons are amazing, and all these gauges, they're fully working, and it's a pretty nice little setup they've got here in the aircraft. So without further ado, let's have a little takeoff and see how we get on. As you can see though, there's a very significant frame drop, and it's quite annoying, that's all I'm going to say. It's very annoying. As you can see outside, fine, brilliant. But when you get inside, not so. But I'm sure they'll fix this in future updates. Okay, so it's wanting to pull up on us now. We'll let that go, and I'll show you the gear coming up. Let's have a look at that gear then. There we go. Oh. Gear coming in. Beautiful effects there. I'm going to say I absolutely love that. That's very nice. As you can see though, there's some... I wish I'd set up some cockpit cameras for this now. It's very nice indeed. I'm going to put full flaps in. We're going to come in for our landing. Let's come round. Let's go ahead and land this beast. Noises are pretty awesome. They've got to work on the noises a little bit, but apart from that, they're very nice. And that's us landing. We see we have maps there and all. And the passengers, no one on today. But it's a pretty awesome plane, guys. Very nice indeed. This one's a little bit more expensive. As I say, I'll put the links below. But I'll definitely be using this on some of my flights once the frames per second issue is fixed, as it's very buggy for me, which I don't really like. But yeah, guys, that is that for the fourth one. We'll get over to the final one, which is a very interesting aircraft indeed. So last but not least, we have the CRJ. Obviously, and I do excuse these textures at London City today. We've downloaded them hot, and they've ended up looking bad. I think the reason why. But besides that, it's a very, very good mod indeed. Now, you get the two planes in it. You get the 700 version, and you get the 550. This is the 550 today, and this is just wow. But yeah, I've set up some custom views, and this has a fully custom interior as well. As you can see, I really like this. But I'm going to go and see the main thing is this very good tablet. You get all your checklists on here for that, which is very, very good and handy to have. I use checklists for the A320 and fly-by-wire. If you're watching this video, that's something to implement into the A320. I don't know if you're doing that actually. Checklists would be good. Performance, which is fully working performance page. You can do your passengers, your fuel and stuff, and you can actually initiate it into the FMS automatically. And you get all these options as well. You get a passenger door, you get a forward cargo, you get a ground car, a service door, a ground out. You can adjust your cabin lights and put them to full. And as you can see, you've got all the doors open. And this is probably gonna look a bit like a Jet 2 advert now. Going up the mighty stairs. I don't know why I've Line United either. But this is a very interesting aircraft. I really like this. That's a main thing for me. I love these seats in there. And at the end, we have obviously our cargo. But the seats are just really good. I want that in the A320 one day. I think they could make a really good job out of it. It's just at night, looking out from here, out the windows and stuff. It's just something quite calming and nice about it. But without further ado, let's look at some of the more features. You can see we got our FMS. It's very different to the A320, I must admit. I'll be flying it very, very soon indeed. But this was Cody who had this plane bought for us, which is very, very kind. I'll drop their Ethan and Cody's channels down below for you, and give them a sub. They're very nice in donating for us to use in this video today. You've got our lighting here, everything pretty much works. There are a few bugs, like I found out that you shouldn't keep it on this aircraft page because it can bug the airplane out. Obviously that's a bug, but it's just a workaround for the moment. Very, very, very good plane indeed. But this one's a little bit more expensive, coming in about £40 in the UK. Would I say it's worth it? Yes, I would. But if you're more Boeing side, probably for you. If you're more Airbus, maybe not so much. I'm more of an Airbus person myself. I love it. But it definitely takes a while to get used to. But if you love that, and if you want a custom interior, you've got it, guys. And that pretty much wraps up this video today. I know it's been a little bit of a longer one today, but I do hope you've enjoyed the choices we've had on there. I'll leave all the descriptions down below, and I'd recommend pretty much all of them. But this one is my by far favourite of the 5. Thank you very much to our sponsors once again, Ethan and Cody. I can't thank you enough. It was very, very nice of you to donate these for my use, and I'll be definitely using them on the channel. But yeah, that's it from me today, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be streaming about two or three times a week now, so make sure you come and go along to them. And without further ado, guys, I'll see you all very, very soon.